Welcome to the Breaking 90 podcast, where we talk about all things sustainable fat loss. We take people on 90-day journeys to creating fat loss forever. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Breaking 90 podcast. I'm here today with my co-host, Jerrika Alex, and we are the coaches of Breaking 90 Fitness. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy the show. Hey, Jer.
Alex, what's new?
What's new? We made homemade pizzas last night. This is something that one of my good friends got me onto. I love pizza. Like, everybody loves pizza. I think if you don't, you're weird. But it's now making homemade pizzas has ruined store-bought pizza for me.
Yeah,
because it's
I'm with
like
you.
It's the whole experience and the ability to customize it and like make the crust as crunchy as you want, or as like as soft as you want, but like whatever toppings you want in whatever amounts. You can make it as healthy as you want, as unhealthy as you want. I love it. It's like store-bought pizza sucks in comparison, and I love the whole process because like Emerson will help me get the toppings ready. He'll help me place the toppings on the pizza. Like, it becomes like a whole family experience, and then the outcome is so much more enjoyable.
And you can eat it hot immediately. Like, I hate when pizza's been sitting waiting and then they bring it to you and it's kind of like cheese is getting hard. And yeah, I'm with you. I'm big for homemade. Have you ever done the homemade crust? Have you ever made dough from scratch?
I haven't. Yeah,
that's also a game changer. If you can master that, it's a game changer.
I buy like a good dough. Like, you can go to any pizza place and buy
you do
raw dough. So we get like a good dough, but I haven't made it myself. The thing is, dough balls are like $2. So
yeah,
it's like
why put it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. It just adds to the experience, but
Totally.
You're right. It's a little more work.
Yeah, but I love having control over the quality of the toppings going on it, and like making sure you get like I love tons of vegetables on my pizza. I like being able to do that. Everybody listening to this is like, is this not a health and fitness show?
Pizza is also my favorite food, so I'm glad you don't think I'm that weird.
Well, welcome to Breaking 90 Fitness, guys, where we encourage life. We think you should be able to incorporate things like pizza, for sure. Absolutely. I don't expect anybody to not eat pizza anymore. Okay, so today, I don't know how this topic is going to go. It's kind of a different topic. What I want to do is we're going to give like a quick piece of advice to each decade of human.
Oh, okay. This is cool.
Yeah. So all right. Starting off with kids, like 0 to 10, you're just giving a health and fitness piece of advice to kids. Do you start with kids? We can flip-flop back and forth.
I think we should each give one for each.
We will, but you start.
Okay. 0 to 10 for kids, I would say to them, I get outside as often as possible. Cool. I could elaborate on that, but we'll stop there for a second.
No, it's good. I was gonna say something similar. I was gonna say move more, move lots, and just have fun with movement, right?
Explore.
Turn things into games and allow your imagination to run wild with movement, because exercise at that age can be anything. It can honestly be anything. It could be crawling around in the backyard. So have fun with it. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for that age. Just move lots, move your body, use your body, get used to how your body works.
Yeah, I love that. Like crawl, squat, climb, really kind of explore your body. Yeah, that's fun.
I love when you watch a kid squat, how amazing their mobility is. And then it's like, where in the line did that get lost? Because for everybody, for most people, it gets lost. And so at some point between being a child learning how to walk and where you're at now listening to this podcast, you lost your movement pattern because you didn't practice it regularly.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can get it back.
I love the deep squat. In case you can.
You can get it back though. Keep moving. Okay, teenagers.
Teenagers. Okay, you go first.
Okay, manage your stress. And so we know that stress plays a huge role in our health and fitness. So manage your stress in that this is way easier said than done. This is easy now that I'm an adult and I can think back to being a teenager, but none of the big things happening in your life really matter. And so don't let them affect your health. The things that happen in high school and the things that you think are really important aren't really important. So I mean, of course, there are important things happening around you, but you give way too much stress and attention to things that aren't important, and that is affecting your overall health and fitness.
I have two for this one. Can I give two?
Fine.
I guess one of them could apply to the older group, but first one is don't lose sight of nature. I think at that age we get caught up in, like, especially electronics and social media, and we forget to get outside, but more specifically in nature. So just that's my big reminder. And sleep. Don't take advantage of your sleep. Like, the sleep as long as you can, and take advantage of it, because your next decade things are going to get a little bit shorter in terms of your sleep. Or just, they stay up so late, and then it's just everything about their sleep so kind of thrown off. So try to get a good routine, but sleep a lot. I think that's something that I did not do enough at that age, and I wish I did.
I would say a lot of teenagers do enough of
They're
sleep,
pretty good. Yeah.
until you get into like that working generation, and we start seeing that a lot in the 20s. But you're right, some people don't. I didn't either.
Yeah, I'm thinking of my like 16 to 20 party phase where I'd stay up to like 2 a.m. and then go to class at 7 a.m. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, sleep. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of more the age I'm thinking of. But
I love that you brought up the technology one. That one didn't even cross my mind, but that's a good one. Just like how much time and attention goes into social media and technology, which is at every decade. Okay, in your 20s, I can start on any of these too. I know I'm putting you on the spot, so if there's anywhere you don't have one right away, just tell me to go first.
I'm just thinking more about, I guess, myself at these ages. Vegetables. Eat the damn vegetables. For like most of this decade, I've been really shitty at vegetables, thinking that I can, or I would think that early in my 20s, I could use the green supplement and I would be fine. Or I would get caught up in the health and fitness fads early in my early 20s. So those are kind of, I guess, two in one.
That's a good one. Don't get caught in the health and fitness fads. You're so vulnerable at that age to all the marketing. Yeah. Marketing's getting better and better. That's a great one. I was going to say learn time management. I think learning how to manage your time and your priorities a little bit better is a huge, huge thing at this stage before your life goes absolutely insane. Right? Because it's easier to prioritize things like our exercise before our plate is full. If you're trying to learn how to prioritize and time manage that stuff once you have kids and family and house and a full-time job, that gets harder and harder. So this is more like early 20s before your plate is super full.
I think at that age too, it's important to learn about nutrition, like the basics, right? Because then we hit our 30s in the next decade, 30s, 40s, and we have young children, and now we're trying to take care of tiny humans. It's like, so now if we understand in our 20s and 30s kind of just the basics of nutrition, not only can we start really applying the simple things to ourselves, but to the next generation, which is pretty cool.
For sure. Awesome. 30s.
You're gonna have to go first, because guess what? I'm not in my 30s yet.
Yeah, that's okay. So here, your life is crazier now. You might have kids. You probably have a full-time job. You have a home you're taking care of. So your plate is getting fuller. Just taking off from that time management we talked about in the 20s now is prioritizing the things that matter, right? Obviously, prioritizing time for family and friends is huge. Prioritizing the health and fitness now. This is where most people, I would say, lose track of their health and fitness in the 30s.
Yeah.
This is where most people come into their 40s and they're like, what happened to me? I was in such good shape when I was younger, right? It's because you get so caught up in work and so caught up in day-to-day activities. And your kids, if you have kids, they're at an age where they're very, very time consuming. So not losing track of your priorities and what is going to be important to you as you age. It doesn't mean you have to crush it. It doesn't mean you need to be doing 2-hour workouts still like you were in your 20s maybe, but keeping some form of bare ass minimums to the things that you know are going to be important to you. This is the time to dig deep and make sure you do that.
That's really similar to what I was about to say, just thinking of a lot of our clients specifically, and myself heading into that decade. It's just to get to know yourself and understand your values or what your non-negotiables are, so that you don't lose sight of those as things get crazy. So it's very similar to what I was going to say.
Cool. So now, as we go into these next decades, keep in mind Jerrika and I aren't there, so you have to take what we say with a grain of salt. But we've worked with lots of clients in each of these, so this is the best advice that we're going to give that we can without having experienced it ourselves. 40s.
I'm going to say especially for our clients, because we have so many women, I'm going to target resistance training or just using your body weight. We do lose muscle mass and bone density at a much quicker rate after we hit about 40 and on. So just don't forget about resistance training or body weight training, but not overdoing it. 10 minutes is all we need. 20 minutes is all we need. So just a good reminder there to utilize our body and fit it where we can throughout our day.
Cool. I love that. We see so many people that get into the like, I now want to lose weight, I will just do more cardio mindset.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's really, really common in the 40s. Mine is make time for food. We often turn to quick meals and quick sources of nutrients, and that is going to really quickly spiral things out of control. Make time for food, making meals, meal prep, doing it as part of your normal routine. Just and we talk about lots of tips around that on other episodes, so I don't need to dig into that, but making time for food that is in line with your goals. 50s.
This is my mom coming to the thought of my head here. And water. It's crazy how water just seems to get lost.
Nice.
Each decade. It just seems to be less and less and less in terms of what they think that they need, or coffee fills the void, or so water is going to be my big reminder for this age group.
Cool. Yeah, that's huge. We push water a lot. I would agree with you. I would say that water, I don't know why that happens, but water is something we prioritize less and less, maybe because we're not as active typically, right? Like it is normal to become less active. So your body doesn't demand water the same way that it did, but it's definitely still needs to be held to a super high priority. Mine's don't lose sight of your goals now, because a lot of people get past that hump where we kind of talked about like things go a little sideways in their 30s, 40s. We're like, how did I get here? A lot of the times in their 50s is where people make that decision where they're like, fuck it, I'm done with this health and fitness thing, or I'm going to dig deep. And so don't lose sight of your goals, the things that were important to you. And now, especially within the next 10 to 20 years, you're going to be looking at retirement. Like, what do you want that life to look like for you? Right? So don't lose sight of the goals that got you here. Hopefully you didn't work yourself into the grave at this point, and you did prioritize the time, like we talked about in the 30s and 40s. You prioritized the time, but now you're almost at that finish line where we get to spend some of these quality years not working day in and day out. Don't lose sight of your goals.
Love it.
60s. You've been starting. Start if you want.
I'm just thinking, like, play again. Like, don't forget to find things that you enjoy or find a new hobby. I think this is the age where, you know, we start to see a lot of our clients move a lot less. And a good way to incorporate that is either playing with your grandchildren or discovering a new hobby at this age.
Love it. That's similar to what I had. So just so you're prepared, I have 70s and above as the next category. We're not getting into each one. But that's similar to what I had written for 70s and above. What I was gonna say for 60s is walk more. Walking is one of like the most underrated forms of exercise. This goes for every single decade. Walk more. If you can increase the amount of time you're walking, I guarantee it's going to pay off in your health and fitness.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Last one then, 70s and above.
Well, that's similar to what I was going to put, like, keep active, keep moving, keep walking, and then mine were flipped, but yeah, just don't get stuck on the couch. Basically.
That's awesome. This is the first one where you and I had the exact same thing written down. And so just so everybody knows, Jerrika was put on the spot with this. Like this was my topic, so we don't share a topic with the other coach. So she was put on the spot and had to come up with these. I actually sat down and wrote them down. For 70s plus, I said keep moving, exercising, and playing. This is like basically, as we age, as people age, they stop moving as much and their body responds quicker and quicker to that. So you don't actually lose muscle mass nearly as fast as you think. You don't lose mobility nearly as fast as you think if you continue to nurture and use it. But as you age, if you stop using it, it affects you quicker and quicker and quicker. Right? If you stop moving in your 20s, you can get that back fast. If you stop moving in your 30s, it's a little harder. If you stop moving in your 40s, it's much harder. If you stop moving now in your 70s, your body is going to respond quickly to that. You will get tight and sore, much less mobile. You're going to lose muscle mass quickly. So this is like so important to just keep regular movement as a part of your life. I've told this story before, but my grandfather now, he's 93 years old and he's never stopped moving. Movement's always been a huge part of his life. He still works out like 3 times a week. He still walks every single day. We walked past a playground one day and he started doing chin-ups on the swing set. 93 years old. And like, he's not a superhuman. He's super consistent. Right?
Yeah.
Ever since he's been a kid, he has prioritized moving. If he goes away on vacation, he goes out for walks. If he moves, he makes sure that every time he's moved his home, he's made sure to line up, okay, where's my new gym gonna be? He doesn't go to the gym and crush it. He's not doing back squats and deadlifts and like clean and jerks. He's going to the gym and putting around on the machines and moving his body and lubricating his joints and just staying limber and mobile. And that has allowed him to keep a body that can do the things he wants it to be able to do still.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite stories. I love it.
Yeah. I think so looking back at all of these, like there's a few things that stick out for any generation. There's time management and prioritizing the things that we know are going to be important to us as we age. And then always making time for our nutrition and our movement in that. And just focusing on the things that are important to you, right? Like it's super easy to lose sight of that. And I think that's the big message here at any age. It's just keeping a tally on what's important to you and what's going to be important to you as you age. What do you think? Like, what are your big takeaways here?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, we recorded another podcast and you mentioned about, you know, at this current age that you're at, deadlifting 500 pounds versus 400 pounds is not relevant anymore. And that's kind of, you know, a general take home. It's like, as we age, the fine details aren't going to be what really matters anymore, whether we've had, you know, whether we walk 30 minutes or really 25 minutes, or we ran a certain distance faster than another, like those little things that we're maybe putting too much time and effort in, we got to remind ourselves to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. It's like, are we drinking enough water? Are we eating vegetables? Are we even moving today? It's like, let's just ask ourselves those things as we age versus how fast can I run a 5K? Because that won't matter to you when you're 90, like your grandfather. It's just that he can move or he can walk 5K.
Totally. Yeah, he does like showing us that he could do chin-ups though.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is
That's
cool.
awesome.
It's super cool. I love it. I got to get a video next time.
Please do. You can turn that into a pretty sweet reel.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll get a video of it for sure. Because I just be like, Grandpa, let's go walk over to this park, and I know he can't resist doing the chin-ups. He was like, you know what I found, Alex? I didn't think I could do the chin-ups anymore, but then I realized that the overhand grip was hurting my shoulder, so I switched to an underhand grip, and I'm back at it. That's
wow.
awesome.
That's so cool.
Okay, what do you got for us for a tip today?
This is just my reminder. I guess I said this tip, but I didn't know you were bringing this topic up. But it's just my reminder about any of the fad stuff or the flashy things you're seeing online, trying to sell a product or sell really anything that relates to health and fitness, that it's likely just a scam. And if it's not boring or if it's not repetitive and saying the same stuff mainly all the time, then it probably won't work. The reason we talk about water, stress, sleep, exercise, nutrition on repeat is because it works, right? So anything outside of that, like a supplement or the perfect program, there is no perfect program and there is no supplement that's going to really get you to your goals. It's just the hard work and the consistency, like your grandfather.
Yeah, that's awesome. I call this shiny object syndrome. It's something that people struggle with in all areas of life, like including business. It's really easy to get distracted by the new shiny object. The same stuff that's been working for the past 30 years is going to continue to work for the next 30 years. It's a no-brainer. The exercise movements, the nutrition basics, those are the things that will continue to work. I love it.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks for listening, guys. If you liked this episode, please share it with somebody that you think will also enjoy it. Take a screenshot of wherever you're listening, throw it up in your Instagram story and tag @Breaking90Fitness in it so that we can see that you put it up there. We really, really appreciate when you guys do that, and it gets our name out there a little bit more. So thanks for being here and listening. Hope you enjoyed the episode.